Hello there, and welcome back to Monteriggioni. We finished our last episode where we sold a bunch of grape produce, and this time we have the harvest of spinach. So this is going to be hopefully a massive revenue generator for the farm. So we have 26,000 currently in the bank, and given that how we have to process with the spinach, we have nothing to process it with, we have nothing to store it with, so we're just going to sell it off the field. So in terms of cost or price for spinach direct from the field, I was just checking, then we got straw. That's in the pig shed. So straight from the field, it's almost at its maximum price. The Agario silos is 409. The pasta factory actually would want it at 411, which is quite close to the peak price at 417 per 1,000 litres, and it's also really, really close. To start the spinach harvest, we need a couple of things. I don't want to be buying a tractor, but I think we're going to lease one for the time just to make sure we've got something for the carting back and forth to the yard. I think a medium tractor is possibly the best way forward. I did enjoy the Massey Ferguson last time. So I think we're going to go for this again. What's that, £300 front wheel fenders? I think we're going to have the front wheel fenders, or is there a large tractor that can be used? No, I haven't installed all the Massey Ferguson mod. I think this is a perfect tractor for what we want it to do. So yes, we're going to pick this up at 4,962, and we also need a trailer to be able to do the carting. And I'm feeling this at 35,000 is possibly the best one, unless we go for these are not going to be big enough for the harvest. The Bailey trailer, 33,000 up to 54,000, this one. So configuration is that's an extra, that should be enough. Tractor might struggle, so yeah, we're going to go for this at another 2,700. So let's go to the dealership and pick up the Massey and the massive Bailey trailer. Wasn't actually anticipating it to be that big, but yep, okay, that's going to be good. We used the Massey last time when we were doing the hoeing and on a couple of contracts, so we know it's a good tractor, we know it works. So let's get this near to the field and then start to prep the spinach harvester. What we're going to also have to do in between our harvests is do a little bit of more liquid fertilizer or fertilizer on the field, and also get some de-weeding. So we might need to see if we can, well, won't be able to do any alterations to this tractor, but unless we just go for herbicide. I'm also not sure on the crop damage for the field. But yeah, we're getting this over to the field so we can leave it parked here. And we're going to get into the massive spinach harvester. So the Oxbow, really cool system. Not the quickest around the fields, but certainly does the job. So unfold harvester, so start to get this all prepared. Move bunker up, so it's just need to double check which side this comes out on. So it's on that side, so we can lower that down. But yeah, this, yes, I know it's reserved for field work, so we are starting to collect. So let's get the lines on and we can start with our harvest. So yes, this is going to take some considerable time. but I'm just thinking of the money that's going to come in. And also you can see from the yield map on the bottom left hand corner, it's changing due to the work that we've managed to do on the field since our last corn harvest. So yeah, we're just going to go round and round and round on this field whilst we collect the spinach. It's yielding quite well, 79%ish, 89%ish, depending on which part of the field we're working in. And yeah, enjoy. Coming up to the end of the first load now, so we've done 3 headlands so far. We've got another 2 to go after this. We're currently up to about 32,000 litres of spinach. It's just appreciate the time scales between recording this and when episodes are released. I've just not long finished Deutschland sugar beet harvest, which was a long one. However, this is feeling a lot quicker, although this field is pretty big. So lots of crop damage spots in the field, and if you've never done spinach before, just remember you do get 2 harvests. So you get one in June, and then you'll get a second one from the same field in September. So what we'll have to do is treat this with some fertilizer and some herbicide to stop the weeds. And yeah, we should be able to get 2 harvests from this as well. So we're just coming up to a full harvester, which is there. So we'll lift the bunker up, we'll get back into the... If I just remember to start the engine, that'll be nice. We'll get back into the Massey and unload the spinach into the Bailey trailer. I'm not sure if the green and red really works well together, but hey ho, it's what we have. and then we'll get our first load of spinach sold, or we'll see how much this is filled up. So I think this was 50,000 litres, so I think we'll be able to finish off the headlands and then look to sell, because ideally I want to know the full price for a full trailer, which would be quite nice to understand. So let's get back into this, fold down. So we do have 35,000, so 64%, so we can fill this up a little bit more. So we're going to keep going and finish off the headlands. Plan is, once we finish off the headlands, we can get Barry to start doing the ups and downs, and we can get into cultivating on our grapevines. The hope from this harvest is that we can massively expand our grape empire, either by purchasing the grass field in front of us or by extending what we already have, our newly created vines next to the pig shed. So yeah, good opportunities for quite a decent expansion into our grape empire. So yeah, we're going to carry on finishing off the headlands, fill up the Bailey trailer, and then when you rejoin, we'll be hopefully selling our first load.
I've always just given up when things started getting rough, 'cause I'm just not tough enough. But with you I can't seem to give in. I wanna win this time around, 'cause I'm sick of people letting me down. It's like deja vu. Whenever I'm with you, I feel like I've always known. With you I'm home, so then why am I so afraid? 'Cause with you there's something more, you're worth fighting for. So then why am I so afraid? I've always just let it go, 'cause I'd rather do that than feel this low. But with you I just kind of know that one day you will see the missing part of you, me. I'll be patient as patient can be. It's like deja vu. Whenever I'm with you, I feel like I've always known. With you I'm home, so then why am I so afraid? 'Cause with you there's something more, you're worth fighting for. So then why am I so afraid? I've been wrong before, even when I was so sure. So now I don't.
Just coming towards the end of the headlands, and yeah, we should have about 26,000 litres potentially by the end of this, so that should hopefully fill up the Bailey trailer, and then we can get our first load sold, and then we can get Barry, working on the ups and downs. So yeah, it's progressing nicely. So let's have a look. So let's get the header up, let's get the Massey working. Yeah, am I going to hit the crop? Nope. That's good. So I found myself singing Popeye the Sailor Man in my head as we're going round harvesting the spinach. So I was bringing back some memories of when that used to be on Cartoon Network many moons ago. So that's 54,000 litres. Let's get back into the oxbow, and we can start with the worker doing the ups and downs. So AI worker, just the ups and downs. Go worker, go. Oh, no, worker does not want to work on this. Nice. So let's get our first load sold, and then we can figure out if we want to use courseplay or we are just going to. The farmer's market is a bit cheaper, so but we get less of a price at the farmer's market, but the Massey's going to pull this across to the pasta factory. Not necessarily sure which pasta you make with spinach. Not sure if it will tell us on the productions map, but just get through this gate without crushing, which would be nice. So yeah, here's going to be our first load of spinach. So excited to see what it's going to be. So we're on 18,900 and we are selling 55,000 litres of spinach. As the money rolls up, so it's 12 so far. Well, that's 20. 21,000 plus 2,500 environmental score. Ooh, that's quite nice. Definitely helps. Last episode, the episode before, we were starting to struggle for money, so that is a definite helpful boost to the coffers. It gives us a huge opportunity for expansion too. So let's get back to the field. Let's see what we can do with the worker not wanting to do any harvesting. Let's see if we can get it on courseplay. Never really been a fan of courseplay, although when you are doing root crop harvesting or vegetable harvesting, it certainly does help. But the other thing I wanted to check on was productions. So does it say, so pasta factory. So you've got tricolour pasta, which wants flour, tomatoes and spinach to do some tricolour pasta. Normal pasta, just flour. Gnocchi wants flour and potatoes, and egg pasta, funny enough, wants flour and eggs. So let's get into the Oxbow again. Let's bring up courseplay, go into fieldwork, click on here, fieldwork settings. So we've got 5 headlands. We want to start work on the centre. Number of rounded corners, we're going to go 0. And let's generate the course. So hopefully we won't miss anything. Start the worker. Let's have a look at the lines. So this is the bit where they're not really, well, they're just touching what was left. They're kind of repeating a little bit of the headlands, but we should have more than enough space around this field for the harvest to be completed. So let's go back into the fence. Let's get the cultivator and start to cultivate some of those grapevines ready for the grape harvest. Oh, I've got some air. As usual, we'll start with the easiest one, which is the new side. Where is the cultivator? Here it is. Missed by some distance. So let's attach. Let's get the everything plumbed in. Let's get down to the field. Down here. Let's attach this line here. Get the guided steering on. Don't want to allow create fields, and then we can go. So let's see if it's changing anything first of all before we waste a lot of our time. So weeds large. Where are these? Do we have to go through this with some herbicide? It's changing colour. Anyway, we're gonna do some cultivating whilst the worker plays in the spinach field. Once we get the notification up for unloading, then we'll get the Massey over to start doing that. Cultivating's going spiffing. Just want to have a quick check on the capacity of the grape of the spinach harvester. Yeah, it's just coming up to 88% full, so we'll jump in the Massey and unload a little bit until basically what we want to try and do is make sure that the oxbow is continuously running and we are flying through this grape harvest. Not the grape harvest, the spinach harvest. Any time it's stationary for a prolonged period of time means it's not being fully productive and the worker's stopping and wasting our money. So yes, he is going to have to stop for us to unload them, but hopefully it won't be too long and we can get it's Barry's back. Yeah, we can get Barry continuing. There we go. That's a nice 32,614, so 60% full. And the oxbow can commence again. So yeah, going to continue with the cultivating on the grape fields. And yeah, join you shortly. down to the final pass of the cultivating on the grape fields. Had some live feedback as we were talking through this. Might have mentioned that we were doing grapes over there when we're certainly not. We're doing spinach, and spiffing is a new word to my vocabulary as well. So yeah, learning new things all the time. So that is the field work done on the grapes for this harvest. So the next time we'll be going in there is with the harvester and getting the production up and running again. One thing I forgot to do in between, after we sold our items last time, there we go, was change the production to automatically selling, just because we don't have that much in there, so we may as well just change the raisins, the table grape and the unpacked grape juice to automatically selling. So when we click over to 12 PM, we should generate some extra money. We've got 18,000 litres in here at the moment, so once this is on the way back down, we'll empty it and get that sold. And yeah, we should be, well, I think we're definitely, in terms of the field size, yeah, about halfway through, maybe a little bit more. So we can turn off the cosplay lines. And we don't have 1 hour 20 minutes left of this. It's obviously going to be a lot quicker because we don't have to worry about the headlands. So as soon as they turn round, we'll get into the massey and get prepared. Look to unload, and then get our second trailer full, hopefully, of spinach and get that sold at the pasta factory. But yeah, it's going well. In the next episode, what we'll do is continue with the spinach harvest and hopefully get this field prepared for the next, the regrowth of the spinach as well. So yeah, it's going rather well. Hopefully get another 20 or so thousand from the next set of spinach. Obviously we don't want to go on the left hand side of the harvester right now because we'll end up destroying the crop, so we'll just wait for them to do their turn round. Difference between cosplay and the normal AI workers is this essentially. There's he's taking a big wide turn in a circle, but they seem to be moving an awful lot more rather than a lot stopping and turning, so it does actually work out a little bit quicker. Sometimes it's a bit temperamental. If you don't have very wide runoff to your fields like we do in this instance, then they can take some time. So hopefully we'll get up to 55,000 in here. Or 54,000, which we've managed to do. So that will be 109,000 litres of spinach that we've done so far, and hopefully have another 55,000 remaining in the field. So that'll bring us up to about 70,000 in total for this harvest. But just remember that we'll have 2 harvests of this, so spinach definitely worth it in terms of the work which you have to do. The only problem with spinach is the harvester. It's just extremely expensive, and then if you can turn it into a production like this, then it's even better. Obviously we don't own the production yet, but hopefully you get my point. So for a £97,000 tractor, this is absolutely wonderful. Just trying to sneak a little thumbnail in there. As the final load for today's episode is unloading, how much we're going to get. Price might well have gone down since last time. But yeah, 22,100 plus 2,500 environmental score. Oh, so what's that? That's 24,600 So that's just under 50,000 for the 2 loads which we've managed to do so far. But yeah, next time we'll finish off the spinach and prepare the field for the next one. Hope you have enjoyed the episode. If you have done so, please do like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.